Happy Tuesday night, friends and floorheads. I have not seen these four ladies in too long. We have had real life get in the way that has slowed things down, but I've got everybody. They are here. We are halfway, or at least to part two, maybe halfway of a mystery. Before we dive in and kind of jump to where we left off, we have a little bit of unfinished business from episode 4. We have two mavens that have marked crowns, and we need to go ahead and find out what they are and have them tell us what they mean. So let's start with you, Maud. You marked a crown in
I
episode 4.
did.
What crown did you mark, and what does it require?
I marked the crown of the queen, and it requires a flashback of your fondest memory of a late partner. So last time we mentioned Randall, who Randall was her second husband, and he was actually a Hollywood producer, which is why, even though she's not familiar with the show, she kind of knows a little bit of the ins and outs of how things run. Um, in this particular memory, I think you see a young Maud, and she is still a little still a little wet around the ears, like she's still the little country girl, but all dressed up in Hollywood finest. She is just decked out at this like Hollywood party. She's looking a little out of place because there are so many big people, and we're talking, what, 60 years ago. So like this is a, you know, and she's freaking out a little bit, and then you see Randall, who is this very unassuming man, not someone you would expect Maud to be with. Balding head with he's got the little Hollywood ponytail and everything, and he comes up to her, and he just, you see him just comfort her, put his arm around her, and just like allow her to sort of like lean into him so that she relaxes into this party. And then people start coming up, and she starts doing her what you see of typical Maud. But that sort of moment of their was kind of the typical of their relationship that allowed like Randall allowed her like access to worlds she didn't have before.
Very, very nice. And Geraldine, you used a crown as well. What crown did you mark?
Sure did. So, The Crown of the Queen, and it is a scene in the present day showing a private side of you that very few gets to see. So, and starting out in this scene, you will see Geraldine not in Brindlewood Bay. You will
Mm.
see her kind of the countryside of Virginia. She is visiting her youngest son with his two children. And you rarely actually get to see her interact with children, but she is the best and most funnest grandma in the world, giving them presents. And here you'll also see some of her embroidering skills as well, because she will always give them an embroidered sweater for the colder months in Virginia. So they won't need a jacket because the sweater's good enough. And it just has a little grandma patch right there. So adorable. So her very gentle, more sensitive, and fun natured side. Because though she doesn't like children, these are, her children's children. I was like, you love them so much. They're so adorable.
And they're not yours, so you can leave.
Exactly.
Perfect.
All right. So let's remind ourselves where we left off. We started episode 4 as 4 of my mavens were 4 contestants in the famous baking show, and we got to see them bake. We got to realize that everybody was kind of getting either help from Elsie or competing against Elsie, because we know Elsie is the resident baker of our mavens. Surprisingly enough, everybody performed pretty darn well. But we met the judges. We met, of course, Paul Rivera, and then the other judge, Jane Leaf. And then, because it's Brindlewood Bay, somebody died. The body of Paul Rivera was found in his trailer. in a somewhat compromising situation with his pants down around his ankles and his hands tied behind his back and his head in a bag of flour. So, our mavens, being who they are, has started to solve the mystery, and they figured the best place to start is at his trailer. So we spent the majority of our time there. We found 5 clues as we started to meddle around that scene. We found that he had won a Britty Award, and it was shattered. I believe it was Maud who found that outside the right outside the trailer when she got to meet the current wife of Paul, who's now just widowed. We found a pair of plane tickets to somewhere far, far away, one in Paul's name. And then when we solve this mystery, we'll find out who the other name was on the other ticket. We found out that Paul got quite a dressing down at some point from the UK government. So the Prime Minister of Britain had given Paul quite the noise. We found out Paul was in the midst of contract negotiations to renew his contract, and he was being quite unreasonable. Then our 5th clue was probably the most interesting one. It was the one that Miss Elsie found right at the end of the episode. She found a ball gag, handcuffs, and a riding crop inside of the inside of the trailer. As they were leaving, Elsie also got quite a sight. She saw a rat that was scurrying around Paul's kitchen. And when the rat opened its mouth, it had an eyeball in it that was darting around and looking around, and then the rat swallowed it, which was also our void clue. So I've got my 4 mavens. You guys have exited the trailer.
I have a question. Between Sue and Jane, who is more in the pocket of being like hot? Like who's sexier between the two?
So let's talk about it. So Jane is an older woman, which doesn't answer the question. Very, very respected baker. So a very famous cook, had cooking shows on BBC. Looks great for her age, but she's very close to Maud's age. Now, Sue, on the other hand, who is the presenter with Timothy Bush, is younger, a bit of a failed comedian. She's got like crazy red hair, super funny. So she's the younger, and I guess quote unquote would be the more typically attractive of the 2 women.
I'm going to her trailer. Let's go, girls. There was a ball gag involved. It's always sex. We're going.
Okay. I'll trail along behind.
My next question is going to be amongst the Timothy, Paul, and Heath. Who's the sexiest over there?
That's true. We don't know we don't know Paul's taste yet, do we?
That's right.
So let's cut right to, you guys are outside of Sue's trailer. The door is closed, and there's music playing inside the trailer.
I think Maud is kind of looking like just willing to sit back and watch how this one goes.
I'm peeking in the windows. I'm trying to find see if there's anybody in there with that music.
I'll go look behind it as well.
All right, so we've got Jackie peeking in the window, and we've got Elsie sneaking around the trailer. I think I definitely need a day move from Jackie peeking through the window. So, Jackie, I'm going to have you do a day move, and I think we want to do that with, let's take a look here. Let's do that with reason. So if you go to your character sheet, click on reason. There we go. We rolled a 4 and a 5 plus 1 is 10. So you successfully peek into the window and you kind of look, and looking in there, you can see Miss Mellon. She's got her hair all frizzled out. She's got some really deep red lipstick. She's sitting on the couch inside of her trailer. You kind of look at the decor of the trailer, and a couple things stand out to you. One, she's got racks, like shelves full of very British snacks and sweets. So crackers and cookies and hard candies, all like very, very, very British. Very British. Not anything you'd find in the States. She probably brought this with her, knowing that she wouldn't be able to find them here in the States. She's got some very kind of psychedelic Nouveau paintings that are decorating all the wall. All of the decor is very vivid colors. But you also get two very distinct smells coming from right under the window that you're peeking through. You smell patchouli. Now, normally, if patchouli's involved, that's going to be the strongest smelling thing that you have, unless you smell the weed. And you definitely smell the weed. So you get this beautiful mixture of marijuana and patchouli that kind of fills your nostrils as you peek in the window.
My people. It's usually what Elsie smells like as well.
So Elsie, as you
I'm walking around like Elsie. Where's Elsie?
I gotta smell Elsie from here. Elsie, as you sneak around the trailer, you're kind of poking around, looking, and you're surprised to see Buck Mason standing, kind of leaning against the back of the trailer. And if you remember Buck Mason, he was the pretty attractive young man. He was the cameraman. And I think one of the big surprises we had is that this cameraman has a local cousin here in Brindlewood. His cousin, of course, is Jack Mason, the quote unquote handyman who has taken quite the shine to Miss Maud. And he's back there and he sees you and he throws a cigarette down onto the ground and crosses out and he goes, "Oh, ma'am, are you lost?" Are you hot? You want me to fan you?
Go away. Just go away.
Go away. Okay. And
Great.
when do I come back?
Not today.
Not today. Okay.
Yeah. Great.
He turns around and he walks away.
I'm gonna grab his cigarette butt and stick it in my pocket.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Never know if you need to test some shit.
All right. So what else are we going to do now? We got rid of our cameraman.
I'm just gonna take a peek around. I'm sure there's probably another small little window somewhere back there or some little crevice where I can.
Let's do a little meddling move with some reason.
Okay.
Now, quick reminder, a mechanic we haven't really used yet, and I'm not saying we'll use it here, but every time we do a roll, I forget this mechanic, and I do it when I'm playing public access as well. So each of you have something that you stored in your cozy place, right? And at any point, you can say, "I have this with me, and I think it's going to help me with what I'm doing right now." And if we can justify that, you can mark that and use that to get an advantage on whatever role you're about to take. The only time that doesn't apply is when you're trying to solve the mystery, so you're doing the theorize move. But, and I'm not saying, Elsie, that you want to do that. It's just we're rolling and I remembered it and I want to remind everybody.
I don't know if I could justify my move as well either at the
Okay.
moment.
So let's do a meddling move with reason.
You got it. Reason. Please don't suck. Yes.
Very nice. Now, speaking of mechanics, another mechanic, we got a chance to see what it does. But all of my mavens on a move, after they see the results, they can put on a crown. And when they put on a crown, it upgrades the roll. So, for example, a failure could become a failure with a success with complication. A success with complication could become a success. In this case, a success could be a 12 plus, in which case with the meddling move, I would give Elsie a clue for the mystery, as well as another void clue. So, Elsie, do you want to put on a crown in order to get a void clue, or are you happy where you are?
I'm pretty happy where I am.
All right. So you're peeking around the trailer. You mentioned you peeking in the window. Where else are we looking here in the back of the trailer? Are we focused on anything else?
I'll look under as well. I think that's it.
Yeah. As you are poking around, you see kind of a lump in the ground. And
Okay.
you can tell like somebody like buried something here under Sue's trailer, and it doesn't take much for you to kind of push away the dirt, and what you see in it is like a ring case. So a case that a person would propose with, opens up the case and there's a ring inside
Right.
of it, and you can see it kind of buried under Sue's trailer.
I'm gonna grab it.
So you grab it and you give it an open. A little
Yep.
bit of dirt on it, but you kind of brush off the dirt. You open it up and you find a pair of diamond earrings.
Ooh.
Very expensive diamond earrings, both in the shape of a loaf of bread. So go ahead and add
Oh.
that as your sixth clue. Extremely valuable diamond
Okay.
earrings shaped like tiny loaves of bread,
It's going in my
buried under
bag.
Sue's trailer.
Under Sue's trailer. I'm gonna
And
put them in my bag
so I've
and
got
not
Elsie
mention
around.
them to anybody unless I have to.
Elsie's around back. We've got Jackie peeking in the window. What is Maud and Geraldine doing?
I think Maud is sort of playing lookout. She's just trying to make sure that the producer or anybody that's going to try to they were already the first ones on the murder scene, so she's a little worried that people are going to start thinking that they're the ones that murdered Paul. So she's sort of looking around to make sure that they don't get caught.
Well, and as a reminder, we've got Geraldine with the condition left evidence because she was sloppy and left some evidence that she was
Yeah,
present inside of
that
Paul's
too.
trailer. How about you, Geraldine? We've got Maud on lookout. We've got Jackie on look in, and we've got Elsie on look behind. Where are you?
She is watching as Jackie's looking inside the trailer instead of just knocking on the door to see if anyone's there. Um, so she's just gonna kind of walk up to the door, look at Jackie with her fist up about to knock, and knock.
So you not? Oh, well, just a minute. Just a minute. And the window on the side of the back of the trailer where you are, Elsie, you hear that window fly open, and you're just out of sight, but you can see her hand as she's trying to push the smoke out of the trailer, and you just like your nose just fills of it. Pretty good stuff, considering she couldn't have brought it on the plane. She must have bought it here. She opens up
Gotta
the
find out who that was.
she opens up the door, Geraldine, and Sue's looking at you. She goes, "Oh, ma'am, you must be lost. Are you
I'm
confused?"
I'm so confused. Could you help me back to the setup room?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me just give me just a moment.
Oh, it's so okay.
And she closes the door. You can hear the sounds of people hiding things. we The door comes open. She goes and she treats you like an elderly woman. She kind of holds your hand and your elbow a little bit, and she goes, "I'm going to take you back to the contestants table. That's probably the best place for you to be."
Please, it's so rough out here. Thank you so much, darling.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And she starts to take you there, not noticing Jackie, of course, not making any mind to Maud. She's kind of off there, out on lookout.
Oh, I'm the Scooby Doo my way into the door the moment that they're like,
I'm gonna
"Come on,
sneak
really
in while
slow."
she's there.
You see Jackie and Elsie Scooby Doo inside of the trailer. Geraldine, you've got about a minute and a half walk with Miss Sue. What kind of conversation are we going to have?
Oh, she's definitely going to ask her more like, so how did you get into all of this, such a pretty young lady as yourself?
Oh, thank you. So my career was just not going nearly as well as I wanted to. How do I say this? I made friends with one of the producers. We were friends for like 6 months, And during that time I auditioned and I've got this part as a presenter, and I've been so lucky. Like Timothy has been great. I always loved watching him when I was a child. I used to watch his show on TV all the time, and he's been so kind and nice to me, and oh, he's so funny. But yeah, I will tell you that all of these people are kind of weird. Um, Paul's kind of weird. Um, Jane is kind of they're all kind of weird. Are you having fun?
I actually kind of hate baking. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
Sweetie, this was not the show for you then.
it, it was definitely a joke, and I didn't expect to make it this far. But I agree, they all are a little bit weird. But my oldest daughter, she used to watch this show with me. So
Oh, she must be like 45, 50 now.
give or take, yes. Give or take.
So as you go to the contestants table, of course, sitting at the contestants table is, remember, little twink Scott Lamb is there with his bow tie, and poor Melanie, whose parents were disgraced as bakers and is here trying to redeem the family name. Poor Melanie Blair, they're there. I do want to get a meddling. Oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. We do need a little bit of a meddling move to cover this conversation that you're having with a potential suspect. I'm thinking this is going to be, let's take a look at what we have, Geraldine. I think this would definitely be with presence, because you're being very charming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
sure.
let's roll a meddling move.
Wow.
Partial success. As you're going, and as she's about to sit down, you hear an argument.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're sitting behind the tent's got kind of a basically like a curtain back to it, right? So the curtain can be pulled so the contestants can be isolated out. It's been opened up so you can see the entire set, but you can't see really behind you. And as you sit down, you see Melanie is just going through and looking at recipes, and okay, 4 cups of flour. You can see she's trying to like study up and get ready. Timothy's just confident. He thinks he's had this thing won from the very beginning. Neither of them are hearing this argument. You're hearing 2 people behind the curtain arguing, and it is a pretty heated argument, and it seems to be about politics. It sounds like one is a conservative and backs the Conservative Party in the UK. The other one is a liberal Green Party person, and they are arguing about British politics. So that gives us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives us our 7th clue, which is a heated argument about British politics.
Okay.
And it was a reminder. So I'm purposely, for those watching, I'm purposely being vague about the clues, right? I'm not saying anything about the voices, who those 2 people are, because when they do their theorize move, they have the ability to say who those 2 people were. So it helps fit them, their solution to the mystery, the murder. Jackie and Elsie, you are now breaking into your 2nd trailer for the day. You are now firmly inside of Sue's trailer. It's exactly as I described. Reeks of marijuana and patchouli, very vivid colors, all of the paintings. Some of them are actually velvet on the walls themselves. What are we doing while we're in Miss Sue's trailer?
Oh, we're rolling this place. Everywhere you can hide stuff, oh, we're looking. We're pulling up mattresses, pillows, opening cupboards.
So you start tossing the place. Much like we did to the Dead Man's trailer. You begin poking around, and as you're doing that, you hear footsteps. Doesn't look like we closed the door all the way. And when you turn around, someone is now in the trailer with you. Elsie, who would you be most afraid to see right now stepping inside of the trailer?
Oh, no.
Paul Rivera.
Who would be the second person you choose?
Oh, let me look at my people's. Where's my journal? Sorry. Probably the producer.
Good old Heath Hendricks, the producer.
Yes, I
So
believe so.
you turn around and he goes, the two of you are not presenters. You are not to be in the presenters trailer. I don't believe Sue knows either of you are here. I need to know exactly what's happening right now.
Do you smell? Do you
I'm
smell
sorry,
that
I got
beautiful aroma?
completely
We were
turned
lured.
around. This isn't the contestants' tent.
So you understand that we drug test everybody on the show. Everything is proper.
Of course.
So I don't
then
know
you
what you
define
think you
this.
smell.
I'd smell nothing.
And you, Miss Smith, what do you think you smell?
Cookies. I came
That's
here for the
exactly right.
cookies.
You smell
Sue
cookies.
has the best cookies out of everyone here I've heard. I came for the cookies.
So I have one more question for you, Miss Smith. Did you lose something under Sue's mattress, or you just explain to me what's happening right now?
I thought that's where she got the cookies.
I need a night move from you, Miss Jackie, as you have Sue's mattress lifted up about 4 foot in the air when Heath steps in. Let's do a night move with, what do we think fits here, Jackie? I would be good with composure or reason, your choice.
Let's go with composure.
Okay, don't roll it yet though. You're gonna go with composure. That means if you fail this roll, you are going to lose your composure. So what are you afraid is going to happen if you lose your cool right now with old Heath standing there?
Gosh, I don't know. What's the worst thing that can happen here? Like,
who wants to help out Miss Jackie?
Yeah.
What is Jackie is afraid is going to happen if she loses her composure here?
That we're going to pull further blame or further suspicion onto ourselves for everything happening. That these weird little old ladies are.
I'm already sus as hell right now, man. So right.
So specifically, I want you to imagine she loses her composure. What are we afraid is going to happen if she does?
It's the producer who walked in, right?
Yes, the producer, Heath Hendricks. What happens when Jackie loses her composure? I don't think we've seen that before.
I like this is a really tough one because like it's very hard to be composed while looking under a mattress to begin with. So like the whole composure angle.
So when it comes down to it, fight or flight, what do you think Jackie's fight or flight is? Is she more flight or more fight?
I think she's more fight.
I think so.
I think she smacks him. I think she might smack him.
So we're afraid if we lose our composure here, we're afraid that Jackie is going to haul off and slap the shit out of Mr. Hendricks. But as you know, on a night move, it's worse than that. So not only will Miss Jackie slap the shit out of Mr. Hendricks, but Mr. Hendricks will fall back from that hit, trip down the stairs leading up to the trailer, and crack his head on the paved area at the bottom.
Oh,
we don't want that.
No.
So, Miss Jackie, I need go find your moves. You're going to go to your night move. Click on the night move. It's going to ask you what you're going to use. You're going to use composure.
I might kill a man.
Bonus. Ooh, that +2 is super successful.
Not dead.
So, Jackie, I do need to know, as he is trying to dress you down, this guy, this man's easily 15, 20 years younger with you, talking to you like you're his child. And there's a part of you that, just makes you just want to slap the hell out of him, but you stop yourself. What is your reaction as he's dressing you down?
Gosh.
What do you think? Well, I gave him a southern accent.
I know. I think that's the response is that she's just like she looks at him, and almost like this child, like I have children this age, or I would have children this age, is talking to me, and she kind of looks, and then like he's not there, she goes,
Oh, we're missing that. Come back to
ignores
us,
him.
Jackie. Oh, you just ignore him?
Oh no!
Nope.
Okay, am I here?
Yep, you're
Yeah.
back.
Nope.
All right.
Yes.
So we missed what you do as you keep your composure.
My internet is being naughty. I'm just going to full on ignore him like he's not there. I'm gonna look at him, and then I'm gonna go back to go searching through the room like he's not there.
Oh my
So
gosh.
let's go ahead and give me a meddling move. Give me a meddling
Yes,
move.
if
also
we're gonna
with
ignore
composure.
him, I'm gonna try and find her stash as well.
We're gonna have
I
we got
was
two
throwing-
meddling moves coming then. All right, so let's
Like,
Elsie's
sweet.
in the background, like just going
The
through
whole
cabinets
time.
slowly.
Jackie's
like-
with composure.
Oh,
I took
lost her
Jackie's
again.
lead.
Oh, all right. So we'll do it with Oh, she did. We did get her roll though. Okay, so she's got a success. So I owe her. Oh, are we back? We're back. You rolled
think
a
we got this.
success, a pure 11. Jackie, do we wish to find a void clue by putting on a crown? Do we want to upgrade that? Or are we good with our 11?
Yes, I will. I need my void crown for the day. I'm putting
I
on a-
know it's been too long since we've seen Jackie find a void clue. So Jackie, as you're looking under the mattress, completely ignoring Heath, I'm going to come back and talk to you about the 2 clues that you found. Let's go to Elsie. Elsie, you're poking around. Give me a meddling move with reason, if you would.
Sure thing. Mm.
You also could put on a crown, and that would turn that into a success with a complication. Or are you okay with not finding a clue?
No, I have my own connect. It's fine.
Okay. So, Jackie, as you are poking around, completely ignoring our friend, you find an envelope, which seems to be kind of your thing. It seems like we have a lot of Jackie finding envelopes, and on it is handwritten receipts. Hiding, and this is under her mattress. Safe to say we're going to snag it?
Yes. What kind of receipts?
So you grab the receipts and you turn around, and really, you're now face to face with Heath. Once again, you've ignored him up to this point. Elsie is going through drawers looking for some good weed. And I think you're about to say something to him. And all of a sudden you're taken aback a moment, Jackie. And for a brief second, he doesn't have any eyes. They're just empty eye sockets. And you see oozing out of the empty eye sockets this mixture of blood and pus just dripping down his face. And as you just kind of just step back from that, and you just kind of shake and blink, and he's, "What are you staring at, woman?" Back completely normal.
Oh, I think I have to play it off because I'm like, why are you still here?
Ladies, I will disqualify you both. I made it very clear we have a situation here on the set. I need the 2 of you.
Disqualify me and see how fast this situation gets told to the entire town.
I'm gonna pull my phone out and start Like,
Oh no, my dear, no, no.
what?
Hey.
What? Something about disqualification?
No. I didn't use the D word. I'm so sorry.
What?
Obviously, you two ladies are here
Sorry. We
innocently,
misunderstood
and
each other. Mhm.
you got misdirected on where you're going. Can I see you back to the table?
Certainly.
And you start to walk away. So we've got a new void clue, which is a suspect has no eyes, oozing blood and pus out of the sockets. That puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 void clues.
Oof.
Now, Jackie, as you're walking back, you have kind of a moment getting a little bit behind Heath to kind of take a peek into those to that envelope marked receipts. And as you start kind of looking through these, you see one receipt and you look at the total at the bottom and you're like, Jesus. You look at another receipt, you're like, whoa. And it's like 7, 8 different receipts, all for extravagant amount of money. At the top of the receipt, it tells you what each thing is for. So our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th clue now is a pile of receipts suggesting extravagant expenditures.
Then,
So you see Miss Geraldine at the table. She just got done hearing that argument behind her. Jackie and Elsie have been escorted by Heath. Where's Maud during all of this?
Maud was very bad lookout because weirdly and serendipitously, Maud received a phone call. And I am going to use my new move, Rick and AJ move. I have a sibling who is the polar opposite of Maud in terms of fashion sense and personality and that sort of thing. I can request a scene with them and use them. And basically, you can call on their help, in which case there's advantage for dice rolls for actions they assist with. So, Maud has a twin brother named Henry. Where Maud married into money, Henry went into the military and became a politician. And Henry is a bigwig politician now. So,
what state is he senator for?
He is senator for, let's say, Tennessee. Their home state, Tennessee. So, yeah, Maud is surprised to get a phone call from him, and
so the phone rings. You see Henry's picture. Out of curiosity, in your contacts, what do you have Henry listed at? Because it's not Henry. So what do you have Henry listed at in your contacts on your phone? So what name pops up after you see his picture as he's calling?
It probably says asshole.
All right, so are we picking up?
Yeah, absolutely. She'll pick up and she'll go, hey, interesting timing on this phone call. Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Got just out of curiosity, haven't seen a wedding invitation in the mail lately, so I want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, well, so and she looks down at the Britty Award, and the Prime Minister remembering the Prime Minister's dressing down. She says, "Y'all still got any contacts over there in the UK? I know y'all were fairly close for a while."
Yeah, we it's a very special relationship that we have over there with everybody over in England on the pond. Now, of course, we whooped their ass. That's how we became America. But yeah, I guess we have a pretty good relationship with them over there. Is everything all right, Maud?
Yeah, do you know anything about connections with like bacon shows in the UK? Any kind of weird rumor and the Prime Minister? Like anything? Just curiosity.
Maud, are you hanging out with Elsie again? Has she got you smoking that stuff again?
No, we're on a game show.
Oh,
That
Jesus,
British
you're
bacon
high as
show.
hell. Miss
I
Maud, I
wish I
told you
was.
that
I wish I
That
was.
Elsie woman is trouble.
That is absolutely true, but she's fun.
All right, let's.
But now, if you wouldn't happen to know any kind of like little like something going down there, because I don't know anything about this. Maybe you have an insight with your political buddies. Could give me a hand.
Well, now remind me in the move, Maud. What is the benefit of the move? Obviously, you had a brother complete opposite. You
So
mentioned
you can request a
advantages.
scene. You
Read it
can
to me.
ask them for help, in which case you have advantage on any die rolls for actions they assist you with. However, there always comes at a cost.
Got it. All right. So let's go ahead and do a meddling move as part of this conversation.
Mhm.
Let's do that meddling move with. What do you think this makes sense, Maud? How are you trying to get help from your brother here? What do you think you're doing this meddling move with?
I think she's gonna do it with reason. I think she knows that he knows she wouldn't ask if there wasn't a serious thought behind it. That she
All right.
hasn't used any of his connections before, like without reason.
Let's go ahead and do it with reason.
So meddling move with reason.
Hey, Space Ross, welcome. Boy, you guys are on fire today. That is a full success. So he goes, now let me think about this a little bit. You're talking. Oh, wait a minute. You said you're on a game show. You're on a bacon show. Is that right?
Yeah. That bacon show with that Paul guy. You know the one.
Oh, the guy with like the spooky gray eyes.
Yeah, that's
my
him.
wife's always watching it on the PBS because we haven't cut funded for that damn thing yet. You know that. That my next bill, I'm getting rid of all that public broadcasting stuff that's milking every piece of the government's tax money and everything. We're gonna clear that out. You understand that, right? But now you say it's very interesting because now that I think about it, there was a whole to-do-to-da that was happening with this whole bacon show thing. Now, if memory serves, what I remember hearing is that all of the cast and crew for that show were all going to get invited to meet the Queen, right? They were all going to go to that Buckingham Palace place where the Queen lives, right? And you're not going to believe who the Queen didn't invite.
Oh, really?
And he tells you who that is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th clue. A Buckingham Palace invite to the cast and crew of the Jolly Good Baking Show, with one name conspicuously missing.
I'm gonna put this clue down as Maud knows the tea.
Now, Miss Maud, I don't know if this is going to give you some sort of blackmail advantage for your little cooking show, but I think I'm just going to go ahead next weekend and drop the kids off. Is that all right? Do you mind watching the kids for a week?
You know they're always welcome. Even Jimmy.
So you, my dear Maud, are going to have your little niece and nephew with you on the next mystery, and you are going to have to manage.
I love it so much.
That is the cost for getting help from your brother.
Yes, that move was so worth it, right there, just for that. I love it.
All right, so Maud shuts off her phone. I am now going to place all 4 of my Mavens at the contestants' table. We have done a pretty good job so far. We have dug up some serious clues. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 clues for complexity 7. Right now, you'd be at a +2. Now, when you roll your theorize move, on a success, your theory is correct, right? You're going to get a +2 to that roll right now. If you miss this, you can't use any crowns or anything. If you get a miss, even with that +2, you lose all these clues. And you start off with you got to start all over again, gathering clues to try to be able to build up and come up with a new suspect. In fact, it's really bad because you end up falsely accusing somebody. We're going to play out what that looks like. So, do we think we have enough clues to put together a theory? Because it's not just having the clues, we have to justify the clues. How are we feeling, or do we got some more poking around to do?
I feel like we don't know the whole story yet. What do y'all think? I think we could go with one more clue or two.
I think one or two more clues would be good.
So you
I think
guys are
we could
given
do one or
lunch.
two more,
The
yeah.
catering group. Normally the catering table would open, but everybody's trying to like being kept to their trailers. Kind of everybody's trying to get isolated out as they try to figure out how they're going to handle this situation with one of the probably biggest stars of the show is now dead. They haven't brought in the police, PR. They're trying to figure out how, you can see Heath on the phone trying to talk to the PR department, trying to figure out how the hell they're going to handle this. As you guys finish up your lunch, what's next?
I think Maud is still apologizing for not catching the producer.
That was the first Sis Maud cut. She was like,
Where were you?
Yeah. Yeah. She's just like, look, I am sorry, but when he calls, I got to take it. But I have learned something really interesting.
Oh,
And
yeah?
yeah, there's something bigger going on here, y'all. So we'll hold on to it for a minute, but let's what are we gonna do? What do we got so far?
I
know that
really
we've
want
got
to go
enough.
to that Timothy's trailer. I love his sweaters.
So as you
we're
say that,
investigating a crime. We're not stalking people.
Oh, sorry.
Elsie's got the crushes all
Right.
over the place, doesn't she? So Elsie, as you say, I love his sweater. You kind of stand up to turn around to head towards his trailer, and you are face to face with one of his sweaters. In fact,
face to chest. Really.
yeah, because Timothy is pretty tall. He's a good head taller than you are. He's got his very straight black hair, kind of in a bob, and he's got a really interesting sweater. I would like a detail from you, Geraldine. What is an interesting detail that really makes Timothy's sweater just not normal?
It has an embroidered dragon on the shoulder of it, and it's red.
Maud, what do you notice? We see the embroidered red dragon on the sweater. What's another detail you notice about poor Timothy's?
The embroidered red dragon has rhinestones for eyes.
Elsie, what do you notice?
Oh, it's made of like that really super fuzzy material that looks like it's just a halo around you.
It's like super like puffy softy. Okay.
Yeah. Like that airy, fibery kind of stuff.
Every little
yeah.
breeze makes them all like flutter like this. Jackie, what do you notice about the sweater?
Oh no, this poor sweater. I don't know how I can make this any worse. No, I think that maybe like with the dragon, there's like some initials, like it's representative of like some kind of like, I don't know, reenactment or whatever. What do they call those? Those like LARPing groups. Like there's a reason for this.
Yes.
So you look up Elsie. He looks down. He's got his thick, dark eyeliner, black eyeliner on. He goes, "Darling, I think you should be practicing because I'm sure we're going to be playing again."
I casually bump her a little closer to him, like
stumble sideways.
Oh, dear, Anyway, I wanted to check on you ladies. This is an awful thing, awful thing that's happened, and I feel terrible about it. I would like to invite the four of you for some spirits.
I'm there.
Yes.
Wish to have a little drinky poo back at my trailer?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He leads the four of you off to his trailer, and what a trailer it is. Somehow, this trailer looks twice as big on the inside than it does the outside. It is all black.
Bigger on the inside.
He has got at a slightly higher than really is needed volume. We hear The Cure playing, and it just, fills the trailer. Lights are off, but you can see fine because every one of the pieces of artwork on there is blacklit. So the black lighting off of all of the posters of the dragons and the Bruce Lee poster in the back gives enough ambient light that you have no trouble. And he gestures to the large couch in his trailer and goes, what are we drinking?
What you got?
And he pulls what looks like you see like this kitchenette, right? And you see that it's a fake facade, and he pulls the curtain, and it's not a kitchenette, it is an entire liquor bar. He goes, name it, baby.
Have a G&T.
Oh, no, you got to be more specific than that. What kind of gin do you want? Do you want boodles?
What-
You want a good
what-
English
I
gin?
Sure.
So, like he's in the movie Cocktail, he kind of pops the shelf. The Boodles gin falls into his hand. He reaches, flips the glass behind his back, catches it, pours the Boodles in. Out of nowhere, a bottle of tonic goes. Boop, pop a lime, and he goes, "There you are, my love."
Yay.
I don't need to ask you. Boom, there's Jack Daniels on the rocks in your hands, Geraldine. Saw you a mile away. How about you, my dear? Looking at you, Jackie.
You did that little gin and tonic dance again?
Of course.
No, I liked it.
And he just has another glass of gin and tonic in his hand that's made and everything. No idea where that came from. He pops that into your hand. Now he sizes you up, Maud, and he goes, I can't tell with you. I could see you drinking wine. I could see you drinking Jack Daniels. I could see you drinking a gin and tonic. I could see you drinking moonshine. My dear, what would you like to drink?
She said, if y'all Brits could pull off some proper moonshine, that would be amazing. But
well, a lot of that depends on what flavors you're looking at. So the second shelf of this bar, is all of these different like liqueurs, right? These really expensive liqueurs. Until you realize that's a facade as well. He pulls the curtain on the liqueurs, and it's an entire shelf of different flavors of moonshine. Now, do you like it based off of blueberries? Do you like it based off strawberry? What kind of moonshine do you want, my dear? I've got them all here.
You got any peach?
Oh dear, do you want, and how old do you want your peach? I've got 4. I've got 40-year-old peach, I've got 20-year-old peach, and I've got fresh fuzzy peach. What kind of peach would you like, my dear?
Let's try the 20.
Very good, very good. Boom, 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 makes it for you. He plops down in this huge, like, beanbag type chair on the opposite side of you. He's drinking something. It's kind of cloudy. It's not real clear what it is. And he takes a sip and he goes, this is just awful business, isn't it?
Oh, I'm having a great time.
I think Maud will lean over to Elsie and very quietly whisper in her ear and say, honey, a man that wants to show off that much really needs to get laid. I think you should give it a shot.
He's about 35 years younger than me.
It's okay. You just need to be a little more brave.
Right.
I hand her my gin and tonic to follow her.
Yeah.
Neat gin.
I will have both of them. Just
So it is my understanding. I was talking to the other contestant, the little bitty girl that's always very nervous. I was talking to her. She said that that you own a bookstore, and that the 4 of you are into you have like a little club where you solve murders or something like that. Is that what that little mousy girl was explaining to me?
Well, technically, yes, that is what it has evolved into.
it's not, though. It is a book club, and
It
it
is
is
a proper book
perfectly
club.
reputable.
Yeah, it's an actual book club. We just happen to also solve murders.
Well, I've got
just
to know.
like Amanda de la Cour.
Exactly.
Stop it. Do
What?
you
Stop
read
what?
her books?
Only every day.
He walks over to the other wall where you saw a rack of cookbooks. And it's a fake facade of the cookbooks come down, the spine's down there, and it's the entire series. Even under her pseudonym, he's got all 27 books. He goes, I
At this
read-
point, Maud looks over at Elsie and says, "If you don't sleep with that man, I will."
Would you like to join our book club, Mr. Boosh?
Oh, dearie, I would absolutely love it. But now, here's the question we have to ask ourselves then. Being mystery solvers that we are, right? We're experts at this point. What are your theories? Who do you think would have done this terrible, terrible thing to that terrible, terrible man?
Well, I'm more curious about what you're thinking.
Yes, what do you think?
Ooh, really, really. I have thought. I've been working this case. As soon as I heard what happened, I've been doing exactly what Amanda Delacour would have done. I've poked around. I've asked the questions. I've looked under the mattresses. I've looked everywhere, and I do have thoughts. Geraldine, give me a meddling move. I want this.
Okay.
I think I want this with. This is with presents, I think.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Unless you
Yes.
give. Oh,
Oh.
you're not going to believe this.
Okay.
I can't tell. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Promise this stays between us.
course.
Absolutely.
I have been reading all the correspondences coming in and out of this set. Every letter, because I have an arrangement with the mail boy here, the person who's in charge of all that. He's a cute little lad, and he lets me read them
Definitely
because
not sleeping together.
I love the gossip, and I do it just to keep myself busy. But you're not going to believe, and I think this is why it matters now. You're not going to believe what I found.
Spill.
Come on.
I always figured that this person was financially well off. I just figured that was always the case. But they're not. I found letters of them to multiple people asking for money. Multiple people. And it was shocking. So the clue is multiple pleas for financial help. Now, who this is that was sending the letters, we'll decide that later.
Ooh, but he tells us who he thinks.
He does.
And I have
He
put
tells
this
you
clue
who it
down as
is.
Bush knows who's broke.
But you didn't hear that from me. God, his accent has been all over the freaking place. I'm terrible.
You're awesome.
Anybody from the UK right now is like, what the hell is going
I won't let my
Much
husband
easier for
listen.
on? Yeah, your husband wants to kill me. So you guys finish up your drinks. He wishes you the best of luck. He gives Elsie a little kiss on the cheek. He says, explains, next time I'm in town, I will definitely come to the bookstore. And I would want to be a part of your little book club, and
Yes.
maybe we can hop on the phone and talk about the next book when it comes out.
I'll give you my WhatsApp.
Or we might be able to meet over across the pond one day.
You are welcome any time. Do you think this trailer is nice? You should see my houses.
Mm. Looking forward to it.
I would love that. Yeah. Be great.
I feel like Maud overseas would be an international
Okay.
incident.
Right, ladies, where are we now and what's next?
We have
Geraldine's
one host we
first-
haven't talked to.
Geraldine's first going to say, honestly, I was pegging him for the killer the entire time, but after talking to him,
No,
I
he
think he's
could
on that one enough.
never.
he absolutely
Let's-
could.
He could not. No. he
Okay,
couldn't.
all right.
Does anyone else want to know why Heath suddenly appeared in the trailer behind us? Never mind that someone
Something
let us
very
down
interesting.
on lookout. But
Mhm.
why was Heath there at all?
Pretty girl.
That is a good question.
He's a producer.
That is
Well, let's.
good truth.
Why don't we find him, distract him, and then y'all can hit his trailer since you seem to be pretty good at breaking in.
We are good at breaking into places.
I'm on a roll
TV
today.
set raccoons is what the four of you are.
Well, what about Jane? We haven't
Well,
talked to
that's-
Jane.
Funny
We
enough,
have not
as you-
talked to Jane.
Yeah, and as you start to go look for Heath, you ended up finding him. And Heath is over by the catering table, and he's locked in a conversation. It looks to be a bit of a hush-hush conversation with Miss Jane. And something's cooking. Something's cooking between the two of them. As you approach, as soon as they both see you, ladies, are you lost again?
No,
I'm
we
gonna
know
have
exactly
my
where we
phone
are.
out.
Thank you.
Like, yes, honey, I'm having a great time. Everything
Wonderful, glad
here
to
is
see you. Very, very happy to
wonderful.
see you. As soon as he sees you with the phone, I don't know why that scares the shit out of him. Miss Jane, of course, you know our four contestants. They're very they have wanderlust here on the sets. They have been poking around. And ladies, I'm talking to Miss Jane and really trying to figure out exactly whether how do we move on. Every minute we're standing here is costing us money. We've got 3 more rounds of the show to record. I figure between previous footage of Paul, some creative camera work from our young man here, the local boy who's our camera boy. I figure we can get through these next 3 segments, and Miss Jane here agrees. She thinks she can carry it as the judge. I believe one of you is Miss Lily. Aren't you a watcher of the show?
Oh, of course.
What are your thoughts?
Every episode.
Think we can continue without Mr. Paul?
Nope.
So Jane, she's got these huge rim glasses and with kind of this fake gold lame like lattice work around the rims. And she puts the glasses down. She goes, "Who are you again?"
Hi, I'm Elsie. Big fan, by the way. Really, truly, I have all of your cookbooks. But this is kind of Paul's gig. Might be a bit noticeable.
Interesting. You have very strong opinions, I see. Now I'm
Yes,
curious.
this is the
You said you've
greatest
read
show
all
to ever exist.
all my cookbooks, you say?
Hmm.
How many have you written?
Every one of them. How many have I written?
Yes, how many have you written and published?
Published? Just 2.
Just 2 to my
Mhm.
25. Okay,
Mhm.
that's interesting. And remind me, how many Britty Awards have you won?
I told you that I looked up to you. There's no need to be a snooty bitch.
No, I want to make it very clear to Heath the opinions that
Great.
matter here in this conversation.
Cool. I could outbake
Sweetheart, you
you
just
right
tell me
now.
when you need me to slap her. I'm ready and I'm here for you.
Whoa. Heath, listen here. We're the actual consumers here. We're telling you it can't keep going without Paul because do you really think your consumers write into you to talk to Jane?
Obviously not. And now I understand why she hasn't reached the #1 spot like Paul has. Real shame.
You might want to think about ways of possibly not declaring a winner and making this in the memory of potentially Paul.
Turn it into a memorial.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want a
And
meddling move from Geraldine. Okay.
Okay.
I think you are stirring some shit up here.
Okay.
Let's do it with presents.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Come on, Gerald.
Of course, you guys are going to get a success.
Yes.
You are like, you can see Jane getting very flustered the more you talk, and the more we see Heath starting to like give that slight nod, like listening to you, like he's smoking what you're growing type thing, right? He's like, oh, right. We get in memory of Paul, and you see him go, ooh, that would. Imagine the ratings on that. That'd be incredible.
The
And you
best
see her
episode
getting,
yet.
very, very frustrated, and she goes, listen, my dear, and she shoves a cookbook into your hand. She goes, this is signed by both Paul and myself, and I'm sure it's worth a lot of money. Now, why don't you go call somebody and figure out how much it's worth?
I'm going to throw the cookbook on the ground.
Ah!
Look at Heath and say, Paul was the star of this show. It will be really, really sad to try to hoodwink the fans.
I have to say, Miss Jane, I think that the lovely Miss Richards here is making a lot of sense. And he kind of picks up the cookbook and he brushes it off, and he gently hands it back towards you, and he goes, she's not kidding. It's probably worth a ton of money. So
okay, yeah, I was going to take it. It was just the point.
I was holding my bag open for Geraldine to drop it in there.
Yeah, yep, and I'm putting it in the bag.
Miss Jane, go back to your trailer. I will theorize on this. And I understood what you're saying about how we split the money in the future contract and how this affects everything. That's all fine. Let me do a little bit of thinking about this, but let's plan on us. I think either way we'll make our decision in about 30 minutes. She kind of rolls her eyes and walks away. Geraldine, you have a clue.
Whew.
Yeah. You have in your possession a cookbook, and it is authored by Jane and Paul. And when you have a half a second, you open it up and look through the cookbook, and you notice, based off the table of the contents, you can tell that every single one of Paul's recipes have been ripped out. So you have a cookbook by Jane and Paul with all of
There
Paul's
goes the
recipes.
value.
They're going to value that bastard.
It will be once she's convicted for murdering him.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 clues on complexity 7. I think we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. We're going to give these Mavens a chance to look over these clues, because right now, if they only need to justify 7 of these just to be on an even roll, let's see how it goes. We'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Live. Oh boy, we had quite the conversation during the break, and I had to remind my Mavens that in this game we go from clues to suspect. We don't go from suspect to clues, because we have found a suspect that nobody likes in Miss Jane. And I explained that to be good detectives, my Mavens should look at the clues and then decide on who did the murder, not decide who did the murder and find the clues. All right, so Murder Mavens, you have got a pile of clues, and in your defense, I think more than any of the other mysteries we've had, of the other 2 mysteries, these clues are feel a little bit all over the place. So I think let's hear the 4 of you kind of talk through them, and let's see what we can figure out here. Who wants to start off? What do we think about the Shattered Britty Award? That's okay. Paul's Britty.
If it helps, I think someone who may be in competition with Paul would have broken the Britty Award that we found inside of his trailer.
Yeah.
which could potentially be one of the other judges.
Mhm.
By the other judges, there's only one other judge, and that's
Yes.
Jane.
Yes,
Mhm.
Jane.
Okay.
And I think that
Alright.
also will connect
see
us
that.
into the cookbook as well. Because I
Mhm.
think the Crush Pretty and the Ward and the cookbook both kind of pin towards jealousy.
Right.
Um,
So
I
it's
think
two potential
Do
Jane
we?
clues. Let's hear it, Jackie.
I think that we have a lot more clues that point to either the wife or let's see, what's her name again? Sue, the pretty one. Because we've got
Ooh.
the plane tickets to Far, Far Away, which could, of course, be a the little romantic escape type thing. The bug
Yeah.
and Ghosts and Riding Crops. Um,
Right.
diamond earrings that got tossed out, and that kind of goes really well with the receipts that are for extravagant amounts of money.
He could also
There,
be asking for a lot of more money because he's planning on a divorce where his wife would take a whole bunch of stuff.
mhm.
I have an idea.
Or
It's dumb. It's salacious.
Ooh.
I have an idea.
to also help
What
with
if?
that.
Oh,
Go
let's hear.
ahead,
Oh,
Geraldine, sorry.
go ahead, Geraldine.
Yeah, I can wait. I can wait. Go, go.
All right.
Okay. So what if we know that the diamond earrings under Sue's trailer are from Sue to the wife? The tickets from Far, Far Away are for Sue and the wife. What if we have clues that point towards Sue and the wife having an affair and wanting to get Paul out of the way?
Oh.
All right. So now let's look at the clues through that lens. Does that make any of these
So we got a
clues?
pair of tickets. We got a pair of tickets. We have
Yeah.
the diamond earrings. We have Boosh knowing who's broke. So what if Paul is broke? And that's the reason the wife is wanting to go to someone else.
She was
That
in it for the money the whole
doesn't
time.
feel like the cookbook though. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. The dressing down for the head of the UK government is interesting. I don't know how that fits into.
And it
our
may not,
plans
right? We
here.
may
Yeah,
not. We don't
political
need every clue.
Um,
You guys have so many of them.
Right.
Geraldine,
Right.
what was your theory? Real quick? What were your thoughts?
I was going to say, if Sue, if we think of it back to a relationship between Sue and Paul, it could be that the receipts are from Paul to Sue, as she kept it as a kind of a gift because she's going broke.
Ooh.
And she said she wasn't getting anything in the movie realm, so she had to become a presenter.
Mhm.
That's one way that could be utilized.
Hmm.
All right. So how about let's take a look here. Do we think who do we think do you think the argument about British politics, does that fit into anybody, do you think, or does that point anywhere?
Maybe this could go with the dressing down from the head of the UK government.
Maybe.
What
we go
if
to
Sue was
two- If we go
What
to
if Sue
two-
was the one who was? Sorry, go ahead, Gerald.
It's a
it could be a situation where the wife found it extremely embarrassing that her husband is getting dressed down from the head of the UK government and not invited, because
Mhm.
that's further proving that they have no money.
So this is the
Yes.
Paul
Yeah,
is
I
broke
was gonna
theory.
say.
Then we could say that she like rage crushed the Britty Award because like it doesn't matter that he thinks he's good or is kind of good because he's not good enough to get to where she wants to be.
hmm
What if she was the one who wasn't invited to the palace, the wife,
Mhm.
and she caused a bit of a scene in the papers, which is maybe why Paul was dressed down. Get this out of the
Oh.
tabloids.
Oh, because she made a big stink about not getting the invite.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
pulls a
like
new
it.
clue in.
I like it.
All right, so now this seems like
Mm.
the working theory is maybe the wife. We're back to the wife
Mhm.
again. All right, so let's go through the clues that we have found. Can with the cookbook with that Jane gave Geraldine with Paul's recipes? Can we make that fit to pin it on the wife, or to prove that the wife killed Paul?
I mean, she
So,
could just be absolutely furious at Paul and trying to destroy his accomplishments.
So how do we think that got into
Maybe he
Jane's
wouldn't
possession,
stand
though?
up
Right?
for her. Yeah.
So we need to go
It-
see if we can find the missing pages. Is what it comes down to. Then we can use both
I
clues.
Oh.
I have a
I
proposition on that.
Let's hear it, Geraldine.
So maybe the wife gave the cookbook to Jane because they were just having a roast session about him. Not necessarily.
Like a burn session where you're
Yeah.
bitching about yes, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Mhm.
we definitely get the
Mhm.
impression Jane is not a fan, right? And
Mhm.
so we're
Right.
thinking
Right.
maybe her and the wife have maybe become besties in their shared dislike of
Drinking,
Paul.
destroying cookbooks, and smashing Britty Awards.
Uh-huh. All right, so we've got so if the wife did it, what do we think Jackie found in that envelope? She found an envelope full of extravagant expenses. How does that point to the wife?
I've got it. I was going in the wrong direction here. So it wasn't that Sue and the wife were having an affair. Paul and Sue were having an affair. So the extravagant amounts of money were money that
She found the
Paul, who is
receipts.
broke, was spending on Sue. And even though they're broke, so he doesn't have the money, he's spending this money. And the
Yeah.
earrings were something that he bought Sue and she
Sue.
found.
Well, suddenly
The
I'm on the
wife
wife's side.
found
I'd kill that man
both.
too.
Right?
Yeah, we don't like.
Yes.
Yeah.
She found the receipts. She found the earrings. And she probably found the sex toys
Yeah,
as
that man's
well,
dead.
too, and knew they weren't using them.
All right, so now, okay, I think we're close enough. We need to start doing a count here.
Mhm.
All right,
Oh.
so
Yes.
we say the cookbook is a bonding between Jane and the wife. The wife
Yep.
is very angry, and her and Jane just would drink tea every day with each other and just talk about how awful he
Tea.
is. And as kind of a,
Mhm.
I hear you, sister, she just gives her her cookbook and says, now it's much better because I've torn all of Paul's recipes out. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
2. All right. The plea for financial help. So we were in Mr. Bush's trailer talking to him, and he spilled the tea that he found in correspondence with someone in the cast and crew of them begging people for money. So how do we think this ties to the wife, and who was it, and who's begging whom?
I think that still works with the Paul overspending on
Yeah,
his mistress
Paul's
angle
broke.
because he's
Mhm.
further humiliating her by like going around begging everyone for money to spend on his mistress. Ultimately,
All right.
Yep.
So that's 3. Then we said the Buckingham Palace invite to the cast and crew, and we're saying the wife was the one not invited.
Wife was not invited.
She was
Yeah.
spiked. Maybe Paul Paul made sure that she wasn't invited so he could have some
Yeah,
very
yes.
special time with Sue in Buckingham Palace. We got the receipt. All right, so let me see. We got the cookbook, yes. The financial help, yes. The Buckingham Palace, yes. The pile of receipts we've taken care of. That's 4. We haven't done anything with a heated argument, so let's leave that to the side for now. Extremely valuable diamond
I
earrings.
think we could justify the heated argument
Okay, let's hear the heated argument.
as the wife, who is more liberal, is
Mhm.
arguing with, I'd say, the producer,
Heath.
who is all about like maintaining presence and
Mhm.
dignity and decorum, and so he would probably be like, you're not embarrassing us at this palace function. So she's like accusing him of being like this ultra right wing, like all for the monarchy kind of thing, like a royalist versus
Yeah.
a parliamentarian kind of thing.
So Geraldine, you're the one that heard this argument. You heard, and what Elsie is framing is it was an argument between Sue and Heath. Heath being an ultra conservative, Sue being a far, or not Sue. I'm sorry.
That too. Yeah.
What's the wife's
The
name?
wife.
Donna. Between
Donna.
and Heath. And Donna's far more liberal. They're having an argument about politics. Is there something that came out of that argument that makes you think, oh my God, I think Donna killed him? What did you hear in that argument?
Definitely, because Berlina, her being more liberal, she will probably say something along the line, especially because it gets heated. How can I frame this? In a sense of, she will bring up not being invited to the palace because of this, and he deserved to die.
Oh, so the heat of the argument, she flat out says to Heath, okay, all right. So that gets us to 1, 2, 3, 4 at 5 now. Diamond earrings is 6. Ball gag, we've already justified at 7. Unreasonable contractual demands. Does that point to the wife?
He needs more money.
Good Lord.
I think Paul was asking for more money.
All right. The dressing down of the UK government we talked about, because that's tied to them not getting invited to Buckingham Palace. Donna made a huge stink. That's. Am I counting this right at 10? Did you guys get all 10?
1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
I
5,
think we
6,
have
7, 8, 9, 10,
plane
11.
tickets
We
for
can get
Paul
11.
and
Yeah.
Sue.
Yeah, for Paul
The
and
plane
Sue.
tickets were for Paul and Sue. Yeah, right.
If there's something we can do, it's contrive. All right, we got this.
Yes.
Give us a list of shit, and we'll like red string it.
All right, so
We'll
do
make
a
it.
theorized move for me. I think let's do it a plus 10.
You know what's funny? Jane is lucky.
Who's gonna do it?
Yeah, she's lucky. All right. So who wants to roll it?
I feel like
Who's gonna
Elsie
do it?
should.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Elsie's.
Oh,
You got it.
theorized
You're rolling it like a plus 3.
What do I roll for this?
So you go to your moves on your sheet. So if you open up your sheet, you're going to go to moves. On moves, you're going to see theorize, right? And you click the little lock symbol next to it, and then it's going to ask you. Yep, it's going to ask you for plus on the prompt there.
Plus 10.
Plus 3. Yeah.
Here we go.
It ended up being plus 3. That's right. Okay, so you rolled 2d6.
Plus 3. You can re-roll it.
Is a 6.
Oh yeah, because it didn't
Oh
roll.
God.
Yeah.
Wait a second. No, it'd be plus 4. It was complexity 7 plus 4. You're at a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, which means you're
7.
right. It was the wife, but we're gonna have to act out the scene. So I think I'm going to set the scene. The 4 of you sit down. You've pieced it all together. You've pieced all these clues together. No doubt in your mind it is Miss Donna. Miss Donna in her fake furs, thick caked on makeup, marrying a man 25 years older than her. And as the 4 of you are like, well, now who do we reach out to? So who do you think from the authorities, are we going to call Dalrymple? What are we going to do here?
Oh no. I mean, I guess that's our options, isn't it?
I think we just gather everybody together as much as we can. The producer, Jane, Dalrymple, because it is his town.
Yeah, we'll get Dalrymple.
Dalrymple's not there though, so are we reaching out to Dalrymple or not?
I think we should probably.
I think I'm pushing to reach out to him to get him there to buy time, because I think I'm gonna be a naughty maven, and on the back end I'm gonna slip the wife a list of all the clues and be like, "You're gonna want to destroy that, sweetheart."
Oh my!
That
Whoa.
What?
That beats what I was going to say. Okay.
There's a twist.
What?
Oh my goodness. This is not covered in the rules. Let's think here for a second. I have a situation where my 4 mavens have figured out who killed Paul, and one of my mavens says, "Good for you, sister. I want you to get away with it. Here's how you bury your tracks." Oh my goodness. I need to think here. Oh my goodness. Let me think. I want a night move from you.
Mhm.
All right.
And it's going to be at a disadvantage.
Mhm.
What are you afraid is going to happen if you fail this move?
Ooh.
I think I'm the most
Shit.
afraid that. Let's see. Who do I think amongst the ladies is like the most righteous? Who amongst you is like the most like the law must prevail like character?
That's
Mm,
a tough question.
that is a tough question.
I don't
because
know if
I think
any of us are.
that's
Who do you think
ultimately
would-
what it is. I think I'm the most concerned that I'm of course going to like disappoint and let down one of my friends who like wants the truth
I-
to prevail.
This would
Geraldine
be probably
super
me,
pissed to find this
too.
out.
You may not
me
be let down. You'll
too.
be
Because
all right. So,
Elsie's a super fan, like, it
all
might
right.
be
So
a
it
big
sounds
deal.
like what you're afraid of, Jackie, is you're afraid that if you fail this roll, that the other 3 mavens are going to find out that you went behind their back and gave Miss Donna the head start. And of course, it's worse than that.
Oh no.
Of course it is.
Because I don't know whether you know this or not, but in the long list of people to put your trust in, Donna's probably not the one to have put your trust in. So not only
Ooh.
will the other 3 mavens be very disappointed in you, but she's going to plant in your locker the rope she used to tie up Paul. Because in her mind, not only do I need to get rid of the evidence, I need someone else to be convicted
To
of
take the
this.
ball.
And Jackie's going to jail.
Oh.
No.
So I need a
Oh
night
my
move.
God,
Crowns
Jack.
herself.
I need a night move with reason at a disadvantage.
Oh, wait. Oh, it doesn't matter because it can't get lower than that.
So Jackie,
But I can like put on a crown or something. to
not
salvage
yet
this,
you
right?
can't,
No?
because
Same
here's what
thing.
happens. What happens is you meet with Miss Donna.
Mhm.
And Miss Donna goes, I don't even know you. Why are you even talking to me right now?
Do you want to go to jail?
For what?
Do you know what pennies from heaven are?
Painful? I don't know if they were to fall from the sky.
Guardian angel.
Oh,
Your husband had it coming.
I won't disagree with that, but I don't know what you're insinuating.
List of like clues. Just like, do you see the red string? Like you're going to jail.
God, well, why would you tell me this stuff?
So you can get away with it.
You agree? You agree he deserved to die?
I wouldn't have killed him. But he's certainly a jerk off.
So we see Donna kind of go away from this, and we see Jackie stalling the other 3 mavens from kind of gathering everybody together, from calling Dalrymple. Maybe Jackie, you say, yeah, I'll call him. And, oh, you know what? I forgot. I haven't had a chance to. I'll give me a second. I'll call him. Or have you had these cookies yet? And
These cookies are delicious, you guys. We have the cookies.
out of nowhere, Donna comes running up to you, Jackie, and gives you a big hug. She kisses you on the cheek and she goes, "You old lady, I owe you."
Oh, you snake.
And as she goes away, your other three mavens are looking at you, Jackie, and they're like, "What the hell was that?" And in a montage, we can see the cutback, the flashback of her sliding the rope into your pocket. We find Dalrymple getting the note saying that you were the one that killed him and the evidence is in her jacket pocket. We see Jackie going to jail. So now, Jackie, do you want to put on a crown?
Yes. So
You
much
put
crown.
So mark that crown for me. We'll do it at the end of this episode.
Okay, so is it the crown of the queen for this one, and the other one was a crown of the void, or are they both crown of the
You have a choice of any crown. So any
Ooh.
unmarked crown you can mark.
Okay, we're gonna do one void and one queen.
Okay, so this is your second crown that you've marked?
Today, yes.
You've marked 2 crowns today. Oh my goodness, look at you. That's right, because you went for the spooky clue. That's right, I forgot. So yeah, okay, beautiful. So we see you telling what actually happened is we saw, no, we're going to do this different. Unmark that crown.
Oh, oh no.
I have a
Unmark
actually
that crown because I'm going to bring in a mechanic we haven't used yet.
I have an idea. I was gonna say, can I do a Gold Crown Mysteries move?
Nope.
Okay.
What we're going to do is a really nifty little safety that the GM has, that the keeper has. We're going to cut to commercial.
Ooh.
So as she's
Yes.
having that conversation with Miss Donna, we are going to cut to commercial. What the cut to commercial mechanic allows me to do is it allows me to give a break to one of my mavens who has failed a roll. So instead of you putting on a crown, I need you to help me with this commercial. So when we cut to commercial, it is a commercial for Happy Jack's Lumberjacks Lumber Liquidation Furniture Sale. It's Happy Jack's Lumberjack Lumber Liquidation Furniture Sale.
Lumber.
I want to know, you describe that commercial to us. We cut to commercial and it opens with?
Oh my gosh, you cannot expect me to remember the name of that thing.
It is. Are you ready?
Happy Jack's. Wait, Happy Jack's lumber liquid. No, wait, I'm missing some lumber. There's 7 lumbers.
Pull up a note. You ready? I'm going to give it to
Okay,
you. This is
hold
very
on.
important.
Hold on, where can I write this?
Tell me when you're ready.
Journal notes. Where can I write notes? There's got to be a place to write in here somewhere. I'm gonna put under conditions for now. I think maybe. Can I type there? I can't. I can't type anywhere. Okay.
Do you have a notebook on your computer? Do you have a notes app or anything?
Okay.
Use your sticky notes.
Happy Jack's.
Happy Jack's Lumberjack Lumber Liquidation.
Oh, that's it.
Happy Jack's Lumberjack Lumber Liquidation Furniture Sale. That's the ad. We cut to commercial. And what do we see?
I think that it's very Vanna White, like early Vanna White, and like she's got her little beautiful white dress on that's like, nice and short and super skin tight and stuff, and really nice stilettos, completely out of place in this big warehouse, and she's doing the big pose, and she's come down to Happy Jack's Lumberjack Lumber Liquidation Furniture Sale for all of your furniture needs, and it's just like ridiculous how she does not fit in this situation. That's that.
So that's the ad. And at the very end of the ad, there are some disclaimers. At the end of every TV ad, we've got our disclaimer. I'm going to start with you, Maude. What is the first disclaimer about this sale that comes up on the screen that really is a little strange?
It says lumber isn't 100% made of lumber. Artificial parts added.
Elsie would.
So that flips up the second caveat to the sale, Elsie. What is the second caveat we see in the ad?
Oh God. It goes, furniture may require some assembly.
And the third one, Geraldine?
All sales are final, and all sales are not at the percentage that is currently you've seen it at.
Prices may vary. We come back from commercial. We see the scene where Jackie is trying to tip off Miss Donna. Miss Donna looks at her up and down. She goes, "Oh, sweetie, I don't need your help." And she walks off, but runs directly into Deputy Brett. Now, if we remember Deputy Brett, Deputy
Oh.
Brett was our himbo deputy from
Yes, we love
the
him.
from the movie star mystery. He's there in this time not in his beach caveman outfit. He is in his normal deputy outfit, which for some reason just looks too small. It looks like those buttons are trying real hard to stay clasped. And he's the only deputy that wears short sleeves, and the sleeves, the hems on the sleeves are just barely bursting out from when he like comes up to like brush his beautiful blonde hair. You can just see the seams where his biceps are just breaking. And he goes, "Ma'am, Miss Jackie, I appreciate this. The other girls told me what had happened here. Ma'am, you're under arrest." He slaps the cuffs on her and walks away. So Jackie, you didn't let her get away with it, but because we cut to commercial, your poor Mavens are not going to be disappointed. All right, we've got a couple crowns I want to cover. I know Jackie has one crown. Did we put any other crowns on, or is it just Miss Jackie?
I think it's just Jackie this time.
All right, Miss Jackie, let's. What crown did you mark?
I decided to do a shadow in the garden. Hereafter, during cozy vignettes focused on you or your cozy move scenes involving you, you must also narrate how dark entities subtly reveal themselves in the scene. Because of the leaky eyeball thing, like it's just there's too much creepy stuff going on with her.
That's perfect. So
now
going
she's got a
forward,
friend.
whenever we do a cozy move, you've got to make it creepy, which totally fits. Totally fits you going forward.
Poor
Okay,
Jackie.
great.
Yeah.
Next thing before we go to the after credits scene, I need to take a look at what you guys marked for XP. So did anybody, we all solved a mystery, so all of you get an XP for solving the mystery.
Yay.
Miss Donna killed her husband. Did anybody else successfully hit one of their marks? So looking at your end of session check marks, do any of them fit?
I don't think I acted like a woman half my age. Had I hauled off and hit that guy, I would have. That would have. But I don't think I got that one. But I tried really hard to secretly undermine the authority. But
that's a huge check
does that
mark.
count?
Oh yeah, that's an XP. So you've got 2 XP.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
question about that. That's the easiest one I've ever seen. How about Elsie? Elsie, did you get more than just the solve the mystery?
Yeah, I would think so. I got Did You Behave Like a Woman Half Your Age? And I think she was very sprightly and kind of attitudinal this time. I would give it to her, but
No, I like
obviously
that,
you
especially
go.
with your interactions with Timothy Boosh. I completely agree.
Yep,
So let's go ahead and mark an
like
XP for that.
shit. And then I think that with Mr. Boosh, I would definitely show somebody that I've still got it.
Oh, no question. No question. 3 XP for Elsie this session.
Thank
Miss
you.
Yeah.
Maud, did you hit any of yours other than solving the mystery?
No, I had act like woman half your age, and I think Maud acted like Maud. I don't think like half her age for Maud is a little like lower of a bar than the rest of the crew, I think. Because to be around them, she has to act like almost half of her age already. And then the other one I had was to share a memory of a late family member, and I didn't get that one. So, Yeah, so I didn't get any extra ones this time.
How about Geraldine?
You know what? So I acted a woman of my age this time, not half my age, unfortunately. And then I had to secretly undermine the authority or local official of a local official. I would say the judge, but that wasn't necessarily secret.
No, I give it to you. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and mark an XP for that.
Yay! Finally.
All right. So we've got. I'm trying to figure out the order that I want to do this in. I'm going to start off with a small scene with you, Elsie, as you are leaving the park where this was being filmed. Donna is being taken off. The producers decided we're not going to film the rest of this. This has all gone too far. Elsie, you are walking back to the bookstore, and you pass a tree that has kind of a flyer on it, and you just kind of half look at the flyer and then continue on, and you come to a like a light post on the street, and it has the same flyer again. And you look at it, and we can see a little bit of an annoyed look on your face as you continue on. And then you get to the Crow and Quill, and someone has taped the same flyer to the door of the Crow and Quill. And we see you tear it off, and you look at it. And now we can understand why Elsie is so annoyed. It is an announcement of an event at the Candlelight Booksellers. Now, Candlelight Booksellers is on just the other side of Main Street. It is, without a doubt, the biggest competitor to the Crow and Quill. But Elsie is your witness. They are always tier 2. So do they have Amanda Delacour novels there? No. What they have is this Hacks novels, Claudia Oro. Claudia Oro writes the Black Glove Mysteries, which anybody who is discerning about writing mystery novels and that knows that she is just a hack compared to the Gold Crown Mysteries. And the reason I think you're so annoyed, Elsie, is that in a week, Claudia Orr is going to be signing her books at the Candlelight Booksellers. Now, we also cut to Geraldine. Geraldine, as you are leaving, you run into good old Salty Nancy. She goes, "Sweetie, how are you?"
Doing well, just saving the town from another murderer.
So I talked to everybody about you joining the club. And they want you to read this first. And she hands you like a bag that has, you can tell it's got like a little bit of a paperback book in it. And we cut to Geraldine back in the house. Maybe where would you read this book, do you think, Geraldine?
Definitely probably just in the living room.
So we see Geraldine, we see you reading this book. And this book is about an event that happened in the spring of 1942. A wreckage of a Nazi U-boat washed ashore in Brindlewood Bay. And the U-boat apparently had been completely torn to pieces, literally just ripped apart. And some of the interior bulkheads had strange symbols on them. And the author of this book tries to make the case that they were occult-related symbols. There was no bodies that ever turned up from the wreckage. But a week later, in 1942, a survivor of this wreckage showed up. A Nazi washed up on shore at Brindlewood Bay. Now, he was treated at the hospital, and the day before the U.S. government came to take custody of him, he was found dead in his hospital room. And by all accounts, he died by standing up on his bed and repeatedly falling and slamming his head into the bed frame until his skull fractured and he bled all over. Let's go to credits. Over. All right. So we've got another mystery in the bag. Very interesting, very flavorful. I really enjoyed the interactions with the NPCs. I'm going to start with you, Shadika. What was your, let's do stars and wishes. So what was your star moments from today's episode?
Yay, I get to be the first one to say it. So originally, before our ending, it was Jackie picking up the mattress and pretty much shoving off the producer. And then also her behind the scenes of telling the murderer that, hey, girl, run away. That was quite amazing.
It creates an interesting dynamic that we're going to have to see play out a little bit here among our mavens. Because of the cut to commercial, our other three mavens don't really know that Jackie did that, but now everybody watching this series knows that Jackie's capable of betraying her mavens. But doing it in the spirit of her perception of justice, maybe. So maybe what are wishes for you, Shadika? What are you wishing for in the next couple episodes?
Oh man, that we don't find any more void clues.
So while we're during credits, I let them know kind of how close they are to the final mystery. And so the timer in this game is as you find more and more void clues, I start revealing more about the dark history, what's happening in Brindlewood Bay. So they learned about the strange creature that was brought back from the ocean. The second reveal I did where she got that book about the Nazi U-boat and that was ripped to shreds and the Nazi survivor killed himself by smashing his head. As more and more void clues get found, they get closer and closer to finding out about this, the horrific conspiracy that's this dark history behind Brindlewood Bay. I told them how many void clues will trigger the final mystery, and they were not happy with how close they are. So, all right, we're going to go to you now, Navi. What were your star or stars for today's episode?
Oh, it's always
But
so hard to pick stars. I have so much fun. You know, this group is so good. The dynamic
It's a
is so
great
good.
table.
So anytime anybody says anything, it's like a star moment. But I really did love like Geraldine's just like talking down the what was it? It was it Sue? Who was it? It was
Oh
Jane.
no, she
yeah,
straightened out
Jane.
Miss Jane Judge. Yeah,
That's
Jane
right.
Leaf. Yeah.
I love that. I love that whole thing. It was very eloquent and dignified, and like I was in the back, just like let me at her.
Do you know what I loved about it? Because I'm with you, Navi. That was one of my stars too. What I loved about it is we saw Shadika's spine straighten out. Like as I was describing
Mhm.
what's happening, we saw Shadika jump right into Geraldine's skin, and she's like, no.
I love that. It was
Oh, it's
really
great.
really good. It was so good.
Mhm.
Just so dignified. Like
Oh,
no, I'm just gonna like yeah, loved it. So that was a big star for me.
wishes.
Wishes. I wish you had told us a while ago how we progressed with the void clues because now I feel bad for being the one who gets all the void clues because I'm pushing us to the end.
Well, here's the only thing I'll say is one, the finale to this game is phenomenal. And it'll be as much fun as we've had. It's nothing compared to what the final mystery is going to be. I'm guessing the final mystery is going to take at least 3 episodes, is my guess. Because it's the biggie, right? And most importantly, and Maeve knows this, and Shadika knows this, this is not the last time the 4 of you are going to be on this channel playing, right? And if
Mhm.
anything, we'll get the 4 of you together. Like one of the things that we did with public access is we took the cast from Mothership and brought them all together to a new game. And one thing that's been great about that is all the chemistry was taken care of, right? They'd already played together so much that we hit the ground running playing public access with them. So even when we're done here, I think the 5 of us can commit to saying this cast is going to come back in a different game with different characters, and we're going to have a freaking blast running it. So
I love it.
it
I
won't be
love
the
it.
end. It won't be the end of this by any stretch of the imagination. All right. Let's go to you, Maeve.
Yeah.
Stars and wishes.
Oh, the stars for this game were Craig's accents. They were just all over the place and so fun. But honestly, like I'll be so it's very clear that you are a big fan of the source material.
Yes.
And it's very clear that like you have this love for the actual people that you kind of projected into the game. So the NPCs for this one, like all of our NPCs have been very fun. The NPCs for this one like had a little like special spark to them, which I really enjoyed, even though I'm not a fan of the source material really. So like that was fun watching you and Amy sort of geek out about it.
We did geek out a little
Like
bit.
yeah, you know, it was so much fun. I love like discovering my friends like you know big obsessions. It's so much
Oh,
fun.
Nerdy shit. Yeah.
Babe,
Yeah,
Amy and
yeah.
I, our friendship has long transcended you at this point. You may have
No,
Yep.
introduced us, but
no,
Amy and I
absolutely.
are longtime friends without you.
Listen, it happens.
You started a love affair that is now beyond your control.
I'm pretty
Yes.
sure we're gonna end up as fake boyfriend and girlfriend on another show.
All right, how about wishes?
Oh, my wishes are when I picked the Rick and AJ move, I knew it was going to be great. Having children on the next episode is going to be so amazing.
I
I
am
can't
going
wait.
to spend an inappropriate amount of time brewing up your niece and nephew.
I love it.
Yeah, they
We're
are
gonna have so
going.
much fun.
Oh, they're going to be huge. So you think that the 4 of you going to this book signing in this hated bookstore with this hated
Not
author?
going.
Do you? Oh, you're going.
You're going.
That's the next mystery. Is the 4? We're starting with the 4 of you in this awful bookstore that you hate, with a book signing for this author that you hate, and that's where we're going to start this. And what could make it better than having a 5 and a 7-year-old there with you. And
Having our
I'm going
little
to
apple
make.
dumpling game.
Oh,
Gang
they're going to
get
be
started.
amazing. I can't
So
wait.
so happy.
They're going to be great. All right. Last but not least, Amy, how about stars and wishes?
Hey. Oh, my star is definitely Timothy Boosh. Are you kidding? There
The
is no
mighty
one
Boosh.
else.
Yeah. If you ever want to
Nothing else
watch
exists.
the craziest, pure, anti-establishment British comedy, is go track down episodes of the Mighty Boosh.
Mighty
On
Boosh.
Amazon.
Oh, you can watch. Oh, is it streaming on Amazon? I didn't know
It's
that.
on Prime, yeah.
Oh my God. It is.
No
The first
Fielding
time
is
you
the
watch the
best.
show, you're going to have no idea what the hell you're watching. You're like,
Yeah.
what the hell is this? But after like the third episode, it becomes one of the funniest things that has ever been put on TV. And that is where he became a star. He was a stand-up comedian, but it was that
Great.
show with his partner and his writing partner. The two
Yeah.
of them just, oh my God.
I'd say at this
They're
point,
so
almost
funny.
everyone has seen the old Greg part of the old Greg episode, or at least
Oh,
parts
I'm
of
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's by far the most famous scene. that came
Noel
out of that
Fielding
show.
is fantastic. And like a kind of as a subcategory of that, as you may or may not know, my husband is English, and my favorite word is darling. That is my favorite. Just every time it's like, okay, so when you dropped that darling, I was like,
Oh, that's funny.
And
That's
as someone who's known Amy for a long time, seeing that reaction out of her is amazing. I promise you.
Oh, that's funny. So,
don't-
wishes other than me calling you darling more.
yeah, that's definitely one of them. You can aim for that. I'm here for it. You have to use the accent, though. It doesn't work with the
awful
southern accent. It has to be. an
Greg's
English
wife
accent.
can now not
Yeah.
watch this stream.
It's two different people, really. Craig and Timothy Boosh. Two
That's
completely
right.
different
Not even
people.
close
Yeah,
to the same
absolutely.
person. All right. So
No, my wish is that we could play forever. I just want to keep playing and keep doing spooky things.
I've been really looking forward to this. We're going to be back in a month. So right before the Christmas break, we're going to go ahead and see what the hell is going to happen in this bookstore. Very quickly, I want some plugs. Let's start off with you, Amy. Tell me about your podcast or the podcast you're on.
I'm on a lot of podcasts. I'm on Maeve's podcast. I'm on Limelight here with you next week. I also DM Curse of the Witchlight. You can find it on all major platforms, and you can find me at Endless Night Gaming on all social media.
Beautiful. And Maeve.
Yes. So my podcast life has been insane. So we've taken a little bit of a break over the past. It's a terrible name for podcast, but we've taken a little break. So we're back. We have 3 projects being recorded right now. So I expect by like January for us to just kind of restart and hit the ground running again.
Beautiful.
So expect more from Foxtel Games very soon.
Very, very cool. All right. Navi, you got something to plug. I know you do.
No. Okay. So, you can find all my games at coupleofdrinks.com or coupleofdrinks.itch.io. I finally got Dead Belt on Amazon. Court of Blades has been on Amazon for a while, but Dead Belt's now on Amazon if you want to get your hands on a soft cover for people who are like don't want zines or they want something in their hands. So soft cover is now available, which is pretty cool. And I think that's really it. I'm in this lovely moment between big projects where I'm just working on the next one. So like I'm working on games that haven't really even been talked about yet, but everything else is pretty much wrapped up and behind me, which is really so nice.
In your life, that's got to be kind of a neat window to be in, right?
Oh man, it's so good.
I bet.
It's so rare.
I missed the Kickstarter on Feyborg. Everything was going on and I didn't get it, and I'm so mad at myself.
Same.
So the way that I usually handle this and the way this will be handled is as soon as the text only version comes back from my editor, I'm going to clean it up, make it nice, and then I'll post it early at the same discounted Kickstarter price on the Itch.io store. So if you want to grab it at the discounted price, so you can still
nice.
follow the development,
yes.
you can grab it that way. The only thing is, if you're really dying for a hard copy, those won't be out until after the final Kickstarter distribution because it gets really messy. I learned with Court of Blades, I don't like pre-orders.
Very, very fair. And can't recommend Dead Belt enough. So it's very cool that people can go on Amazon and actually get it in print. It is a phenomenal solo RPG. Phenomenal solo RPG. Shadika, what do you want to plug? What is something that's really cool? What is something that's really cool? What is something that you've watched, read, played recently that you think other people should be watching, reading, or playing?
Playing wise, also depending on your group, I've started DMing for Vampire the Masquerade. It is quite amazing. It's my first time being a true blue storyteller DM in all of your shoes. Yes.
Are you doing fifth edition?
Yes, fifth edition. Mm-hmm. So it's going extremely well, I think. None of my players have left, so I think it's going pretty well.
What has been the biggest surprise for you? So you have played many times. This is the first time running a game. What did you not anticipate?
That people will be really into the story. Because is that weird to say?
Nope. It's amazing, right? You get so nervous that people aren't going to engage, but when you're playing, like, here's what one of the biggest things that I figured out, and I bet you Amy and Maven Navi will back me up on here. We forget that the biggest fans of wanting to have fun are the players, right? So when you have unless you have a jerk at the table, right? If you put anything in front of them that's halfway decent, they're going to lean in and they're your biggest fan. They want this to be as awesome as you want it to be. And it takes the pressure off a little bit. So that's great that those players are showing you just how awesome this is and how engaged they are. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cool.
It's amazing.
All right. So for those of you like, subscribe, you know, all that bullshit. I got a Patreon and you know that and everything. Last but not least, you can see Amy and I playing Limelight next week. And if you've missed the first episode of Limelight, it was really good.
It was so good.
We've got our Battle of the Bands happening here in episode 2. You don't want to miss it. Take care, all.
Bye.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.